Okay, so it seems like there's a little bit of an update with the whole Wuthering Waves 2.5 story drama. Now, if you guys don't know, this has been a big topic of conversation for the past week or so, with even some people, including Tectone, obviously saying they're not going to be covering drama for like a week due to a lot of the stuff that's been going on, because obviously I feel like there's been a lot of kind of negative sentiment towards one particular creator, which honestly I do think is a little bit blown over the top. Now, obviously I can understand people's opinions on other people, and I don't refute any of that. If you don't like a person, then you don't like a person. I think that's honestly fine. But obviously a lot of people are starting to lie in things about Jenazad. Now obviously I think it is a bit crazy, but one of the main things I wanted to talk about was the fact that a lot of this drama, a lot of this kind of situation is now reaching it's now reaching China, which I think is pretty crazy. Obviously, there's a lot of people over on BiliBili who like to re-upload a lot of posts, and it seems like obviously someone re-uploaded Glaive Keo's video pretty much talking about the full Jenazad story. Obviously, it's a very good video. You guys can go and watch that if you guys want to. But essentially, yeah, it made it over to BiliBili, and there's a lot of people over on there who are obviously talking about this. Now, I'm surprised how much they actually know about the community over here, but essentially, a lot of people in the comments saying the problem wasn't that he gave it a 7, but that his reasoning for giving it a 7 was ridiculous, and the community's dissatisfaction with him erupted when he acted concedingly and launched AoE attacks and other players. Isn't this the same as what someone in the domestic community did recently to use Ming Chao incentives to drive away Ming Chao players? Is it in fact 9 or 7 points are normal? The problem lies in his outspokenness and recklessness. When faced with doubts from others, he has the attitude of, you haven't spent as much money as I have, you don't love the game as much as I do, you clowns have no right to judge me. Now, I don't know if that's exactly the kind of thing that I took away from that. Now, I don't think he, maybe he has, I haven't seen it. I don't think he does brag about how much he spends money on a game and how much he loves it more than people. I think he is just an enjoyer of gacha games in general. Now, does he have a bit of an ego whenever it comes to stuff? I think that is, what they're trying to get across there. Yes, he does. But I think, I think a lot of people should have seen that from the start, to be honest. But again, I don't think he has like this superiority complex that some people think he does in terms of like spending and things. Again, that's just my opinion, but obviously that is just going off of this one Chinese comment. Obviously, someone said, to put it bluntly, giving it a 7 is nothing. Mocking the community is the biggest sin. If I were this anchor and saw something was going on, I would start a live broadcast and watch the recorded broadcast with the barrage, go through the plot together and discuss it, and that's it. This guy chose a path of no return and scolded the audience and the community. He's also a god and he really deserves it. So again, I do understand that as well. I don't think it was the best play for Jenna to go after the Wuthering Waves community. Obviously in a lot of the posts that he does, and I think that is just a kind of, I guess, it's just what his character is like. Like that's what he is like as a person. That is what his personality is like, and I think that obviously just kind of sums him up as a person. But at the same time, I don't think he's an awful person. I spoke to him a couple of times, but again, I think he's obviously a genuinely nice dude, but I think obviously he just messed up, and I think now we're just facing a lot of kind of backlash, and I will go into further why this backlash has kind of arisen. He said it's different. Jenazad wasn't criticized because he didn't understand, but because he's clearly wasn't paying attention. Obviously that was another point that people brought up, that he wasn't paying attention, which again is very interesting. They then said, then there's the fact that he live streamed an AoE attack on all the Ming Chao players, complained to Tectone, and branded the entire Ming Chao community, even the card game community, as someone who doesn't accept criticism. Which, yeah, I guess is a pretty unfair assessment of the Wuthering Waves community as a whole. Again, I think there is a lot of people in the community, in terms of extreme groups and things like that, who obviously, yes, cannot take criticism at all and hate it when that happens. But it doesn't, it definitely doesn't make up the entirety of the community. The same goes for all the other communities, to be honest. Even Genshin Impact, I know it pains me to say, but all Genshin Impact fans are not bad, I think, a lot of them is just a lot of the extreme people who are doing a lot of the stuff that we've seen over, especially in CN, with a lot of the, China, kind of them, game-ending cats and stuff because of a kind of collaboration. But again, that is also done due to extreme groups. I think obviously a lot of people fail to understand the kind of nuances between that. It's not the whole community, it is certain groups. Say my only impression of Jenna is that she was arrested by me for her unstable E7. Said if you rate his apology video, haha, well then give it a 7 out of 10. Said foreign communities are so abstract. be precise, the abstract, I don't know what they're talking about there. It said Jenazad said he spent more money than everyone else here, but isn't he a business owner? Has he ever spent a penny himself? Okay, so a lot of them are talking about how he spent more money. Maybe he did say that. Again, I haven't really looked into it too much. I've been playing the video on repeat. I watched it like once, but again, it is interesting, and obviously that is the kind of response from the CN community. But I kind of wanted to go in as well as to why this is going to get worse, because I think that obviously with the updates that are going on at the moment, it's probably going to get worse in terms of drama in general, not obviously just the CN community. I just want to kind of cover that because I thought it was interesting, but just in drama in general in the Wuthering Waves community and just gacha, it will get worse due to the fact of this update being a pretty slow patch. Obviously we had Frolova who came out, which was great, obviously, you know, wonderful, but also at the same time we didn't really get much new content to kind of keep us going through the entire kind of update patch. And obviously this update patch, a lot of people are saying like this is going to be the patch where you can try out different games, which I think a lot of people are doing. Like Cap's been trying out a lot of new games. I saw her playing Zenless and some other ones as well recently. So again, you know, obviously a lot of streamers are now experimenting with other games during this little down patch, because let's be real, you know, as much as I love Wuthering Waves, no one wants to be playing Wuthering Waves every single day, especially on a down patch and there's nothing to do. I mean, you know, people are going to go and play some other games for the meanwhile and then come back to the game. I mean, everyone has their own different kind of play styles, but I think what some people do, instead of going to a different game and playing something else and enjoying their time with that, they go onto Twitter and then they start to attack people and they start to go after creators. They start to kind of cause stuff in the background, and that is when we see the kind of, you know, rise of drama. Now, this could be a viewer, this could be a streamer, this could be literally anybody, and I think it's only going to get worse with this update patch getting longer and longer and longer, because obviously it is a pretty long period. I mean, we've only got Frolova, and then we've got the second phase. I forgot who's on the second phase, but it's not a new character, you know, and obviously people aren't as interested in the game. The same with events. There's not as many events as usually there is. There's not as many kind of things to explore as there usually is. So people are going to get incredibly bored. Now, I'm not saying this is a, you know, Wuthering Waves or Kuro Games' fault. Obviously, sometimes you need a down patch to have a high patch, you know. It just happens. It just comes and goes. It's just one of those things. But obviously, the thing that is worrying is obviously a lot of people with a lot of free time then, again, you know, start to cause situations like we've seen today. And obviously, it's going to get worse and worse and worse as it goes on. Now, obviously, you know, whenever a new update rolls around, then we should be okay. And, you know, a lot of this should be, you know, a little bit better. But again, it is one of these things that I just wanted to kind of point out, because a lot of people just don't really see that. You know, a lot of people say, well, why is this kind of popped up out of nowhere? It's because people are getting bored. People are getting bored. People don't want to, you know, they don't want to play another game. So they end up going on Twitter and, you know, attacking their favorite creator or something, which again, obviously I've got no problem with, because again, I can cover it, I can farm it. But at the same time, I just wanted to make you aware that this probably isn't the last situation. I'm not saying that, you know, the next drama is going to be involving Jenazad or anything like that, but it's definitely going to be involving someone, and it's definitely going to be soon, due to, you know, the amount of kind of, I guess, restlessness that is in the community right now. But again, obviously, I do think the situation is completely stupid now. I've kind of like mentally clocked out of this now, because again, I just don't care. I mean, like, you know, whether Jenazad good or Jenazad bad, I don't care at all. It really doesn't bother me. Obviously, you know, I like him as a person. So again, that's all I'm gonna go off of. So again, I mean, people still getting mad to this day. I think, you know, you just kind of need to let it go a little bit now. It's been like a week, like, come on. But at the same time, you know, hopefully there can be some more content that isn't drama coming out soon. But as I said, this is my kind of prediction on what is going to happen in the future, because yeah, it's not looking good. But hey, you know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say, whether you think there's going to be more coming up during this kind of dry patch. Obviously, as I said, it's not like a completely dry patch. We've had some good stuff, including Frolova and the, you know, main story. But apart from that, you know, as time goes on, you know, we will start to feel the effects a little bit more. But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code CASSA, get 10% off. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.